Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have not done like an energy reading or a tarot reading or anything in a little while. And I got one today by Ashley from the Reckoning Company. This is her latest one, and it's about Nichol Kessinger only. It's about her agenda, what she was thinking around the time that all this stuff happened, and what were her plans, and how did she set everything into motion. It's a really interesting reading, so I want to get into it with you guys. And happy Friday. I hope everyone has a wonderful day today, and I hope you all have a good weekend. I have some family things, as you guys know, to take care of this weekend, so I won't have a video for you guys this weekend, but I will definitely have one for you on Monday. And let's just get into this reading. Before we do, I want to thank my members and my returning subscribers, as always. And if you are new here, welcome. I hope you stick around, take a chance, and consider subscribing. Also, do not forget to hit that notification bell. A lot of you have been saying you have not been notified and have been missing some videos, so hit the notification bell so YouTube will notify you when I post. And I will see you guys back on Monday. So let's get into this reading and let me know your opinions, comments, and everything down below.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to be going back to look into the Chris Watts case. I've done readings about this case before. I will link them below. I'm going to be using the mat and the decks to look at Nicole's energy from her role, her perspective, her choices, her looking out from her eyes back then. So I'm going to be using Echoes, Whispers, and Tarot and the die to figure out what we're using. As always, this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not facts. Okay, so the Echoes deck is going to be 1, Tarot is going to be 2, and Whispers is going to be 3, and then 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's begin. So we're going to start at the input stream, Nicole's energy. We have, oh, I rolled the one. That's for that. Number 8. So we have frequency match. Nicole's frequency match, her input stream frequency match. Open case in reverse.
So it's a closed
Her
case?
frequency match was a closed case.
Yeah, that's what
That's
she
so
wanted.
interesting. So her frequency match around the time, I'm sure everyone's familiar with this case, but I forgot to give you some info. So we're looking at the Chris Watts case, August 13, 2018. His wife, Shanann, who was pregnant with their child, Nico, and then Bella and Celeste. And then Nicole was his mistress. I forgot to say that in the beginning, but if you're watching this, you probably know that. Okay, so for her to come up as frequency match of a closed case, this is like, I got it in the bag, or like, I'm trying to achieve something right from the start.
Boy, if that is not fitting. Exactly what she was doing right from the start.
Okay. So box 2, processing core. We have number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to keep echoes. Number 5, we got firewall rule. So what's the audio recording in reverse? Putting up a firewall, putting up protection. Audio recording in reverse. The protection is hidden audio. Huh. Okay. We might make a couple rounds on the mat.
Now, what do you guys think that could be? Hidden audio for it's protecting her. Is that maybe some things that were destroyed on that SIM card? That something could have been her phone that we never got to see that could have blown the case wide open, maybe?
It's very possible, seeming how she went to great lengths to destroy that SIM card.
Building the understanding, I guess you could say. All right, so here we go. So we got, I forgot that was one. We got a closed case, which is giving me the energy of I got this in the bag, or this has to go my way, or I have to show prove something here.
Probably that she can get
And
away with it.
then what's protecting me? Hidden audio. System error. The whispers deck. Stuck loop. What's the stuck loop? Stuck loop. That hidden audio is like revenge. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so the stuck loop is revenge. So she's stuck on. So closed case in reverse. She's stuck on revenge. I'm stuck. I have to prove something. I have to achieve something to make myself okay, whether that's being desired, whether that's I have my eye on this specific person and I must get them at all costs. Like, obviously that's what it was, but revenge is like there's an anger associated with it. Like, I'm owed this. Or like I'm doing this because something happened in the past. Interesting. Okay, whispers again. Pattern reveal. Okay, so what pattern does this, what does her seeking revenge to prove something or to herself or be okay or prove something to other to be okay, what pattern does that reveal about her back then? Plot twist in reverse. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's just what she always does. It's nothing new.
Y'all, we've heard that so many times. I've seen so many comments that say, in other people's and in my comment section, that say that Nichol has been done this before the whole Chris Watts thing. She was already seeing married men in the past. But nobody ever wants to come up and talk, so we can only take that with a grain of salt.
Who she is as a person? Okay, so who she is as a person made her have to get Chris once she laid eyes on him.
Yep, probably because who she is as a person is somebody that's into witchcraft and the occult and had a sex therapist. And when she saw Chris, she needed to get him. He had a family, he had a pregnant wife.
Audio recording in reverse. I want to go back to this box because I need to understand this better. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So tarot. Thought loop. Okay, so audio recording in reverse plus thought loop of. Oh my God. 6 and Queen of Cups. An audio recording in reverse. Shanann had what Nichol wanted.
That's for sure.
And she was going to get revenge on her for it. So closed case. Closed case. It's giving I see Chris, I want Chris. I realize I could be Shanann better than her because he's telling me she doesn't appreciate him. So if I can just get her out of the picture, I can get into the picture. And there's this subplot of revenge because I'm angry at her. So the audio recording in reverse is like a hidden desire. Like I just want her life. I just want to be her. Okay, so we're going to go through the whole spread twice. This first time is what's going on in her brain. And then when we run through it the second time, it's going to be how did what was happening in her brain translate into her actions, her choices, her words, all of that. Okay, that makes audio recording make sense for me more to do it like that.
Now, see, I see it differently just because I know so much more about the case that you all know too. But let's listen to the rest. It's interesting.
Down here, upgrade sequence. 2, so echoes. Number 5, patch integration. So the upgrade patch integration. So that's what's happening. What's the patch she puts over it? We have echoes for this. That's interesting. Retaliation. Oh my God. Okay. Geez, it's like not getting better. So that's just who she always was. I want it, I see it, I'm mad at you for having it, I can do it better, I'll prove it. I'm making it your problem and I'm going to retaliate.
Check out that card though. It's got the little voodoo doll on it. Something stuck in it. Exactly. It reminds me of Nichol.
Okay. Output field. We're using echoes. Projected signal. So what signal does what I just said project out from her at this point in time back then? Perjury risk. Oh my goodness. Perjury risk. Shh. Shh. I can't play ball right now.
Notice how the cats always come when we do these reading reactions?
Perjury risk. How many cards to go with this? 5. Disguise. Financial trail in reverse. Compromised data in reverse. So real data, not a payoff. Disguise. Perjury risk.
Makes sense.
Projected signal. Media blackout. Projected signal. The signal sent out. What was the signal sent out? The signal sent out is that she's connected to someone that once they protected her, they had to make sure it went a certain way so they didn't get in trouble for the way in which they protected her and made her be able to get out of certain things.
D.A. Rourke.
Unsealed
Betcha.
records in reverse. Sealed records. Okay. So projected signal. No, it's this one came out first. Projected signal is that she was protected by someone because Chris did worse. I have to get my cat to not be doing that. Hold on one second. So whoever got, I feel like pulled strings in some way, that person had to make sure that she was away from it so that they didn't get, that was the, okay, so we're looking at what was the projected signal. That was a signal going out. Hey, she's protected, keep her out of it because so-and-so is connected to so-and-so. And perjury risk is kind of given the energy of like, we didn't necessarily do things the right way or the most ethical way.
Stating
So
lightly.
we can't let it come out what happened to get her away from the consequences. Okay, network interface. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tarot. Collective loop.
I wish it would have went
Interesting.
shared frequency.
Collective loop. Oh, collective as in whoever helped her. Okay, so whoever helped her, what's their collective loop? Communication, quickness, speed. Just get away from it quickly. Speed. Okay. Speed and or get there first. So we get there first. We make some deal first. We kind of get it to go our way.
Could that be maybe whoever transported Shanann to Survey? Because we know Nichol was there that morning from her phone ping, and I believe, in my opinion, that Shanann was taken out the back. I don't see Chris picking up anything heavy. I don't see Chris being able to lift Shanann by himself. I think she was taken first, and I think his truck was used as a distraction because to kind of block the other vehicle, and it was kind of out of sight. And I think that her body was loaded into that vehicle, and it probably did get there first before Chris got to Survey. Sorry, guys.
It's kind of giving me in the codex I talk about how the subconscious will win over the conscious because the subconscious appears before thought. It gets there first. This is that. It's like we got there first. We were able to get there first collectively to get certain things up and moving in a direction that would favor her.
Or it could be everybody getting there first for before Shanann even arrived home. So that would go with the ambush theory, which I tend to go with too.
Okay, core reboot. Whispers. 6. New configuration. So back then, not now, back then, after all of this, what was the new configuration? Church. Walk the straight and narrow, stay hidden. As long as you do that, you'll stay golden.
And she is staying hidden pretty darn
all right,
well.
So that was in the brain. Now we're going to do the whole thing again. Actions, choices, role in what happened. What is it? We're going to start up in box 1 again. 3. Whispers. The core signal. So actions, choices, role. What's the core signal she was putting off back then in terms of what happened to Chris's family? Huh.
Success, wedding, ceremony, death.
Success, marriage, wedding, ceremony, trash, and death.
What a hand.
That's the core signal. Wow. I don't know what to say. Give me a second. Core signal. The core of it is a successful throwing away of a marriage by death. So open case in reverse is I'm going to get what I want, and then the core signal is me getting what I want, me getting rid of them.
Sounds right.
All right. Box 2. Processing core. Echoes again. I use a different colored dice, but it's hard to see. Number 7, repeating algorithm. Okay, so repeating algorithm back then. Algorithm is what's fed to the people viewing the thing, right? So Chris would be the one viewing the algorithm. So what was she constantly feeding to Chris back then? I'm going to see how many cards. 3. So 3 cards. What was she constantly feeding to Chris back then to get what she wanted, which was Shanann's spot, and for Shanann to not be in it and to successfully throw away their marriage by death? So 3 cards. Vault access. Accomplice. Okay, so if it was the other way, it would be informant. It specifically came out accomplice. Vault access, accomplice, double cross. Oh, vault access.
That makes me think about Nichol double crossing Chris, setting him up the whole time. And the vault access thing, it makes me think of like Shanann's locked phone is why everything didn't work. Why he couldn't keep the plan going longer. Why he couldn't like send texts from her phone to friends saying I'm okay. Let's see what she says.
What was she constantly repeating to him back then? Access, accomplice, double cross. We can do it together.
Yeah.
I'll accomplice, vault access. I'll be there when you do it. I'll help you with it. We'll do it together. Allegedly, my opinion, no facts. That's double cross, which is betrayal, lies, and double, 2 of something, 2 people, plus accomplice is partnership, doing it together, plus vault access is everyone was questioning, was she in the house? Was her car here? Was her car there? All of that. So what was being repeated? What's the repeated algorithm? We'll do it together. I'll help you. Or you can do it. I support you. Accomplice. Accomplice is a helper. Accomplice is I'm doing something that helps you get closer to your goal. It's not a spectator. It's a helper. Okay. What's the system error? That went off the screen. It's 4, but I'm going to re-roll it. Now it's 1. Okay, false logic. They would have been the same deck anyway. Interesting. Okay. Number 3, energy leak. So energy leak, that's in the same box as revenge. Cryptic message in reverse. So it wasn't cryptic. It was a direct message. Energy leak. So she's leaking out the direct message of blank plus revenge. Collusion pact. Oh my God.
You guys, that reminds me of the whole basement thing and the whole her trying to get the ritual stuff with Chris.
There's no other way to read it. I really think she was there. I really do. I really think she was there.
We know that.
And had a big, like she has a much bigger role in this than what we've been led to believe by, like, I know people talk about it, but it's why, I'm trying to think of how to word this. My shock factor is in, not shock factor, but like what I'm focused on is the depth of the role played versus the depth of the way it was just brushed off. That's what's like, why, how. That's what's interesting to me. The debug console. 3, so whispers. 5, reality glitch. So reality glitch, and it's in the box with plot twist in reverse. So what she always did. The reality glitch. So she always does this, but there was a glitch that made it like this. Okay, so I'm gonna pull cards like that. She always does this card, but this time she did this card, and it was a glitch card. Homer. I mean, organized crime really wants to come out too, but that's going to be our bonus card. Okay. She always does this. Follow the money. I see it. I wanted like a gold digger type energy, but not necessarily maybe money, maybe just energy, maybe attention, maybe whatever. She always does this, but this time she did this. So the line crossed. Okay. Spouse partner in reverse.
This is why I like to do
She always does this. She always sees something and goes and tries to get it. But this time she did this. Spouse partner in reverse. She crossed a line. It wasn't enough for them to just break up. She had to make Shanann not exist anymore. And it caused this reality glitch. Natural disaster, unavoidable. So she wasn't going to stop until she pushed Chris into it. I mean, obviously, that's not an excuse. He made the choice. He did the thing. But this wasn't even just about Chris. This was like, I need to win.
Yep.
Like, I need to scratch that itch in my brain. And I wanted to say have this man, but it almost came out as own this man. And again, that's not an excuse for Chris, because he should be in there too. But she should be in there too, if you get what 100%. I'm saying. Okay, down here. So in the box with retaliation. Energy reset. Oh no, that's the third deck. Whispers deck. That's why I use 2 different dice so I don't get them mixed up. Anyway, number 7. The calibration needed. So this is back then. What calibration was needed either to make her plan work, or what calibration was needed, well, I guess that'd be the only way to interpret it, to make her plan work. Or what calibration was she trying to get happen? Let's see how many cards. 3. So this is like the turning of something from the first card into the second card into the third card. And this one right here, right? Okay, so this on its side, science experiment on its side. It's like I'm kind of testing a hypothesis, kind of play, kind of work, kind of necessity, kind of fun, kind of trying to play behind the scenes like chemist in other people's lives. Red flag. So from that into a red flag. So I start doing this experiment to see what it feels like if I can do this, if I can create this chaos, and I get some kind of dopamine off of it. So I keep doing it. Red flag is like she at some point realizing that she had crossed some kind of line where this was like, okay, we're into like it feels like red flag is her realizing that Chris would actually do it and still not letting off and being like, hey, this is probably not a good idea. It's like she was like, oh, okay, yeah. Instead of being like, that's probably not a good idea to take your whole family out. It's like there was a point, red flag, where she was like, oh, I see that we're in land of no return and I'm not even trying to get out of it. I'm just continuing to walk.
See, I took that differently. I took the whole science experiment and everything by her. Maybe this was her first attempt to do this ritualistic thing that she was doing with Chris. Whatever she was putting in those drinks could have been the experiment to see what would happen. Maybe it was her first time doing that. And when I first saw red flag, I was thinking that the red flag was Chris maybe backing out, but I might be giving him too much credit. So she's usually really good on these readings, so I tend to kind of go with what she says. So let's see.
No, yeah, she was unwilling to turn back at the red flag.
Maybe the red flag was that 111-minute phone call where Chris probably was trying to back out and she was like, no way, and pushed it anyway.
So I said this turning into this. Science experiment turning into a no. So confirm, because this can be read two different ways. I wasn't going to use this. Hold on. Is this, I realize that I've crossed the red flag and I'm refusing to stop? Is that what that means? Makes these better. Is that what that means, or as opposed to it being my other interpretation? Reject. It's only between two options. How many cards? One. Which deck? So at some point, Chris started to say, I don't think I can do this, and she continued to push him forward to do it. Yep. Meeting, yeah, okay. That was the other option. Okay. I don't know where all these cards go.
Where my mind goes with that is the meeting at the Lazy Dog. And if they were talking about this before and Chris wasn't really sure about it, then they had the meeting with whoever they met at the Lazy Dog, then I think that's what I get when the cards come out. So I don't know.
Oh, because we had communication. Meeting, okay, yeah. Huh. Okay, core reboot. Echoes. Number 4. Reset intention. Okay, so how do I want to take reset intention? I'm trying to think if I want reset intention as in how did she set the intention? No, that doesn't make sense. Reset intention as in when Chris started to get cold feet about actualizing the plan, what did she do in this meeting? That's what I'm looking for in reset intention. How many cards? 5. I think I already put 1, didn't I? Or no? No, that was for the... Okay, so 5 cards. Reset intention. Make sure that stays first. Confined space. Okay, so we got those two coming out together as like one thing. All right. So we can see the 2 on the bottom, which is the underlying energy of the reset intention in that meeting. So confined space is like, confined space is giving me, you're walking out, and I know this isn't confined space, but like you're walking out to the parking lot to your car after work and someone like comes and smushes you in between your car and it's like, we got to talk. Like that's what that is. And chain link in reverse, when at some point he was saying, I don't know if this is going to land. I don't know if we should link these things. I don't know if I should do this. Maybe there's another way. It feels like that was a conversation at some point. Profile match. I'm just getting this energy of, so we're looking at the meeting. I'm getting this like little energy that was the final straw where she kind of corners him and is saying, are you really who you say you are? I don't think you're who you say you are. You say all this stuff and you never do it. It's like that's what finally pushed him over the edge. And that was in this meeting after he was like, I don't know if I can do this. And she was still trying to push things ahead. That's what I'm getting.
You guys, this is why I like to do these readings. I know some of you don't like them and a lot of you do, but it's so eerie how it adds up to what we know, what we think, but can't prove. It just adds it all together and it just makes it make sense because it's wild how accurate some of these readings are.
Altered records in reverse. So that's the record. On record, are you who you said you are? You said you'd do this and you keep not doing it. Framed.
Wow. That is a really, really creepy card because a lot of us believe that Chris was framed for maybe the murders of his children, but he did let it happen. So he is guilty as heck for that. And I think that he participated as well.
Pattern break. I really don't think he would have gone through with it if she didn't push him. I really don't. I think he was too much of a coward.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he became more fearful of her and the way that she was making him feel small and making him feel like he was going to be exposed for even like, well, might as well do it because I talked about it. Now I'm going to be like, it's like something like that. How many cards? Hold on, what deck? 3 whispers. How many cards? 2. 2 cards to the statement. I really don't feel as though he would have done it because I think he's too much of a coward to do it if it had not been for her direct push. And that's not to take any blame away from him because he did it. He made the decision. He went through with it. But I really feel as though this was a game to her and she pushed him to do that final act. I really do. Or she set up a situation to where it would blow up and he would feel like he had no other choice. 2 cards.
Like maybe having everybody show up at his house and everybody was there already, so he kind of felt he had no choice but to go through with it.
Manipulation, gaslighting, and control. Stranger. Stranger, the person in the hood that you can't see their face because they're wearing a mask.
Could that be Gino? Maybe Chris had never met Gino, and if Gino was there, I mean that's all alleged. I do not know, but I just feel like Nichol showed up with some help.
So she got to enact her plan of revenge at the world, but keep her hands clean because she remained in the background as a stranger, even though she was really the one pulling the strings. And these two cards were to my statement, would he have done it? Or I feel like he wouldn't have done it if she didn't directly push him, especially when he was, I feel like at some point, and I don't feel like this was, I want to back out because I had a change of heart. I think this was, I want to back out because I'm scared of getting caught, or I don't know if I can do it, or something like that. I don't think it was like, oh, I'm suddenly going to be a good guy. I don't think it was that. But I think she capitalized on his desire to escape her life in order for her to enact some plot of revenge that she had on the world. I don't know, like, okay, so I'm gonna do in a different video, I'm gonna do Chris's spread, and then we'll have both of them to look at. But this is Nichol's perspective.
All right, guys, so that is the end of this one. If you guys listen, I watched the Chris one already, and it is so eerie because it kind of goes exactly hand in hand with this reading for Nichol. So if you want to see it, then let me know in the comments, and we'll do that one next. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We're going to bury our 11-year-old family member this weekend. So I won't be doing any videos this weekend, but I will see you guys on Monday. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend again. And love you guys. Bye.